Look at the weather.
It's beautiful here.
Non-stop rain.
Oh, man, it is a blazer out there.
It's cold and it's shivery.
It is cold.
It's really coming down here.
I really enjoy your weather reports.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network, we're talking weather in a whole new way. From historical events to what's coming up, plus weather news, science, safety, fun facts, and more.
I like where this is going.
This is Weather Weekly. Weather Weekly with Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Marcus Bailey.
Episode 114, Weather Weekly. Good to be with you here as we are a couple of days away from the month of March, even though we've been feeling like it for a while. I'm meteorologist Marcus Bailey from Wish TV in Indianapolis. Good to be with you here. This is going to be a busy week ahead in terms of the forecast. Like the last several weeks, we have many ups and downs. We do have some more rain and storm chances. We've got the wind machine cranking up. And for the first time in a while, we may be talking about some snow later this week. There's still a lot of ifs in that forecast, but we'll walk you through what we kind of know early on as we're recording this here early in the week. We're looking ahead for the forecast, the week ahead of February 27th, 2023. That's coming up next here on Weather Weekly. Episode 114 here of Weather Weekly, and we are focusing on the week ahead forecast for February 27th, 2023. Let's get at it. And I'll tell you, one of the more active days is the day of release here. On a Monday, the 27th, I think we start the day off with rain, and it's likely an on and off rain, really, all day long. Pretty steady showers, and in addition to that, we're probably going to be dealing with some pretty gusty winds as well. So it's going to be quite active here for your Monday. In terms of the time frame here, you're looking at rain arrival kind of in a couple of waves here. The first one already happened during the overnight hours along a warm front, so that's going to help surge some unusual warmth, again, although not that unusual this season. By 7 a.m. Into late morning, 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning, we probably catch a little bit of a lull. Now, there could be a few isolated showers, but then we'll get this boundary kind of working through here, and that's going to pop some more widespread rain. There's not a ton of instability as we go through the midday hours, but a few thunderstorms could be possible, and then we'll continue with kind of on and off rain through, let's say, the evening rush on Monday, the 27th. Like I said, thunderstorms I don't think are going to be a widespread thing, but it is important to note that you're going to have some really high winds, several thousand feet up, all right? And so when you get some of these downpours, you get what's called downbursts. And some of those rain showers could push the really high wind that's, a few thousand feet aloft down to the surface. And that can lead to maybe some severe thunderstorm warnings as we go through the day. So keep that in mind. There is a slight risk for central and southern Indiana for our Monday. In addition to that, there is a wind advisory that will be in effect for much of the day on Monday. These are winds not associated with thunderstorms, kind of what we've had the last several weeks. We've had, I think wind advisories, the last 4 weeks in a row, at least. One of the weeks was a high wind warning. But wind gusts statewide could reach up to 50 miles per hour at any part during the day. So that can create some issues. That can down some trees. That could knock down some power lines. It could create some power outages. So again, we've been used to it so far this season. But it looks like we're in for another one here for Monday. Now, I do think that rain is going to move out of here by early evening, and we should quiet things down, both with the rain and with the wind, pretty quickly overnight. We'll dip down to a low of 40 when you wake up Tuesday morning on the 28th. Tuesday should be a quiet day, should be a nice day. We've had these systems in the past that have moved through, and then we get sharply colder. A lot of times it's happened on a Friday. This will be a cooler day, because I think Monday's high is going to be up to around 63. Pretty impressive considering we're going to be locked in with a lot of cloud cover. Tuesday, I have a high of 54, so it's not a significant cool down, and we're still well above average for this time of year on the 28th, and again, we should be dry. Wednesday, I think, will be dry and extremely mild. You're going to wake up to temperatures around 43 in the morning on the 1st, And we finished with a high of 67 Wednesday afternoon on the 1st. There could be an isolated shower, just a weak little disturbance coming in. But again, these are very spotty, very light. I'm not overly concerned with anything significant on Wednesday. Thursday, the 2nd. Again, another nice day. It is going to be a bit cooler with that disturbance coming through. You'll wake up to temperatures around 40 Thursday morning, and we'll finish with a high of 54 Thursday afternoon on the 2nd. Now, we are going to get a bit colder. Friday's going to be an interesting day. And we may do just kind of a special podcast, even if this doesn't turn to be significant, just to update you on this. But I do want to draw your attention to Friday. A lot can change here, but it does look like we have an impactful system that will be coming in. And there's some questions on, can we get the cold air from Canada as high pressure kind of scoots to our north in here? Right now, I have the forecast of 32 Thursday morning, and then Friday, the 3rd, Friday morning, 32 on the 3rd, and then Friday, we'll hit a high of 40. There's another really wound up system. I do feel very confident it's going to be quite windy on Friday. What we're not totally sold on yet is what type of precipitation will we be getting on Friday. One model, the European model that we look at, looks at snow and looks at pretty heavy snow. One other model, the GFS model, which is an American model, says rain and then eventually changing to some snow, but I don't think it would be enough to be overly problematic. And then the Canadian model is running pretty cold, which that's not unusual for the Canadian model, and that's saying all snow for our area on Friday. So a lot of that's going to be track dependent. I would lean toward mostly rain at this point just because of how our pattern has behaved the last several weeks, but certainly won't rule out if we get this big ridge of Canadian high pressure to our north that settles in and pumps down some cold air. We could be dealing with some snow for at least parts of central Indiana, certainly northern Indiana, and maybe even southern Indiana as well. So again, not going to get into details about accumulation or anything like that because not a slam dunk that we even get any accumulating snow, but it does look like it's a pretty impactful system. So make sure you're staying on guard and up to date on the forecast on Wish TV, wishtv.com, and our Storm Track 8 weather app as well. Again, that's Friday the 3rd. Outside of that, we will quiet it down. It's going to be chilly on Saturday, the 4th, with temperatures into the upper 20s for the morning and highs in the upper 30s Saturday afternoon. Sunday also quiet and a little bit warmer, upper 20s again the 5th for the morning hours, and we'll finish with highs in the mid-40s Sunday afternoon. And it does look like we're going to bounce back again Monday on the 6th. With quiet conditions and highs back to the mid-50s. All right, so that's a look at the work week. And again, does look pretty busy here. Monday, again, watch out for those winds. And then Friday, just keep updated on the forecast. There's going to be some changes coming in. Certainly not a slam dunk, but snow is in play, and accumulating snow could be a possibility on Friday the 3rd. We'll look ahead to some stats. We're almost done with the month of February, so we'll kind of take a quick look back at that. And we'll also look ahead at the next couple of weeks as we gear up for the new month of March. That's coming up next on Weather Week. Episode 114, putting a wraps here on the week ahead forecast for February 27th, 2023. Already looked at the next 8 days. Before we get to the extended, the 8 to 14 day, quick look back here. We're almost done with the month of February here. And we'll go through some of the numbers here. For the month, 2.24 inches of precip. That is actually on the plus side of about 1/10 of an inch. We had a lot more last year, 4.58 inches. Snowfall, only a trace, so that doesn't even count as measurable snow. That is 5.5 inches below average for the month of February. By the way, we don't get any snow for Monday or Tuesday, the 27th or 28th, which again, we don't have in the forecast. In fact, I don't even have us below freezing either one of those days. This would be the least amount of snow that we have picked up for the entire month of February. So again, no snow, no measurable snow. Trace doesn't count. Last time we did that was 1949. It's been a long time since we've had so little of snow. Since December 1st, we've only picked up 5.7 inches of snowfall. The normal value should be 20.7. We are down at 15 inches against the average. And then for since July 1st, 8.5 inches total. Remember, we had some snow. One of our bigger snows was in the month of November. The normal value should be 21.6 by this point. And we are down 13.1 inches of snowfall there. So pretty impressive, the not only warmth, but the lack of snow that we picked up here. One last thing before we get to the extended here is I want to tell you that now this is not factoring in Monday's high or Tuesday's high. All right. But right now we rank 7th warmest for February. The average temperature of 39.3. I would assume, just trying to look at this, that it is definitely within reach. That if we hit our high on Monday of 63 and Tuesday of 54, that we could at least get up to the 5th position. 5th position, 1954 at 40 even for an average temperature. This is the warmest February since 2017. That is the top spot when we averaged temperatures at 43.3. So something to keep an eye on, and we will give you an update on where we finish in the next podcast. All right? Okay. Finally, the 8 to 14 day outlook here does show some signs of maybe flipping the pattern a little bit. It's not a real strong signal, but there is a signal that we could flip to below average. This would take us between the dates of March 6th and March 12th of 2023. And it also shows a pretty strong signal of above average precipitation in that same time frame here. And then the March outlook is actually out, and really nothing signaling to us either way temperature-wise for the month of March. It is what we call equal chances of either going above, below, or at average for much of the Midwest, but there is a strong indication that March could be very wet, above average precipitation for the month of March. That would include the entire state and much of the upper Great Lakes through the northern plains. So we'll see if that holds true. But again, that is now updated as we gear up for the month of March. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's podcast here. Don't forget, you can get your forecast for free anytime at wishtv.com. Also on our Storm Track 8 weather app as well. You can get great weather alerts. The wind advisories that we've been getting, they let you know about those as they are issued, and you get the data as quickly as we get the data as well. Of course, you can always pick up on my forecast Monday through Friday on the TV side. That is on Wish TV in Central Indiana. So make sure to check that out. Myself and Stephanie Mead will have your forecast here for the rest of the week. While you're here, make sure to check out all the other great podcasts, all part of the All Indiana Podcast Network. Have a great week. Have a great start to March, too. Thanks for always listening. Take care and God bless.
Discover more from Storm Track 8 Weather and Wish TV. Online at wishtv.com, and when you follow Wish TV on Facebook. Plus, be sure to check out more great podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.